Hey there everybody, just doing a review for this BLUETTI AC200L power station. And so yeah, this is BLUETTI's new, well at the time of making this video review, it's their new big power station. I think it replaces the AC200 Max, or it's an upgraded version of the AC200 Max. Yeah, definitely a big one, 2400 watt pure sine wave AC output right there, a 2048 watt hour capacity. So yeah, you're gonna basically be able to power anything in your home with this power station, for the most part, I would say. And we're going to be getting into the specifications and what this power station can do in just a second. But what's included in the box with the power station, you do get a AC charging cable right over here. This doesn't use a regular type of AC like input over on this side of the AC charging cable. I'm not too sure why. Is this a proprietary connection? I'm not too sure, but it's the first time I'm seeing this. You do have to know what you're doing when you're plugging it into the AC input, and I'm going to be showing that to you guys in this case as well. And also, you do have to screw this in. You do have to tighten this on, righty tighty when you do plug it into the power station. Once again, first time seeing this. I wish that they just went with the regular old AC charging cable, but this works, I suppose. It's built really well. What's also included in the box is this, once again, that type of connection right over here. And you also have a XT90, I think this is the XT90 connection right over here on this side. And this is going to be used to connect the car charging cable and the solar charging cable. Because I was kind of confused when I was trying to connect this car charging cable and the solar charging cable to the power station, because it doesn't have a XT90 port directly on the power station. So instead what you do is, let me show you guys right here. And so you get the car charging cable right over here, you get the XT90 connection here, XT90 connection here, and you just input it into each other, just like that, and there we go. Now you can use the car charging capabilities, in your car. You just have to connect this side of the cable into the power station, and this side of the cable into the car socket outlet in your car, or wherever else you have a car socket outlet located. And same thing for the included solar charging cable. Once again, I was confused. I was like, wait, there's no XT90 port on the power station itself. But yeah, here it is. This is what makes it possible to do solar recharging. This power station does have a 1200 watt max solar recharging speed. So it is going to be worth using solar recharging, provided that you have enough solar panels, or that you have a strong enough solar panel. And you also get a grounding screw, because you are able to ground the AC outlets on this power station. You also do get the manual right over here, and the warranty card right here. You also get a carrying pouch that can be used to place all the accessories into. And so yeah, definitely quite a few things included with the power station. And just taking a look at the manual as well, I might as well just show you guys the specifications. It also does give you a list on what's included in the box right there. Let's see here. Okay, man, the specifications are a bit in the back. Okay, and yeah, so here are the specifications of the power station. Once again, battery capacity 2048 watt hours. Of course, this power station does use lithium iron phosphate batteries, so you're going to be looking at about 3,000 charge cycles to 80% or more capacity efficiency. AC output is 2400 watts. You're going to be able to power nearly any appliance in your home. A microwave is going to be no problem at all. And yeah, that's really about it. Also the weight is 62.4 pounds. So this is a heavy power station. I'm pretty sure you already know that, but just a heads up, 62 pounds right there. It has a length of 16.5 inches, width of 11 inches, and 14.4 inches in height right there. And yeah, these are the rest of the specifications. AC output, DC output, AC input, DC input, battery expansion port, Bluetooth, because yeah, this power station is compatible to use with BLUETTI's Bluetooth app. I'm going to be showing that in just a second. So yeah, once again, you guys, this power station is pretty large. Once again, here is a Coke can for scale. It's gonna take maybe 2 more Coke cans to you know, bring it up to its height. But yeah, a beast of a power station. This is the power button, or at least the main power button of the power station. You do have to, like, you can press it to turn it off, and then gotta press it again to turn on the power station. Oh, I think I just turned it off, that's why. Oh, there we go, and it turns on just like that. Over the front is where you're going to be finding most of the output ports, or I think all the output ports actually. You do have this 120 watt car socket outlet. This port right over here, I'm not too sure what this is called, but there it is. This is a DC output port as well. 48 volts, 8 amps. The screen right over here is big and large. You know, this is BLUETTI's kind of upgraded screen in comparison to lower end models, I believe. They're beginning to use the screen on more power stations. You're able to see the DC input wattage and DC output wattage right over here on the left side. AC input wattage and AC output wattage over to the right side. Eco mode is on. It does tell you the battery capacity remaining in the middle, which is 50%. Oh, the screen does turn off. I think I can adjust that in the app. It tells you the estimated runtime, which is 99.9 hours, because I'm not powering anything right now. It tells me Wi-Fi is connected. I think that's just telling me it's connected to the BLUETTI app that I have on my phone. Right over here, it does have the powerlifting mode symbol on, because I do have powerlifting mode activated. Which allows the AC outputs to, like, be able to supply, I think, 3600 watts of power. So yeah, you are able to upgrade the AC output on this power station. That powerlifting mode is common on nearly all BLUETTI power stations. You do get these buttons right over here to activate the DC section. Over on this side, the USB section, which is basically part of the DC section, but they do have a separate button to activate the charging ports, and the AC outlets to activate the AC outlets over on this side. The AC outlets are 3-prong AC outlets. You get a total of 4 of them right over here. They do have these covers on them, just like that. This is I think the you know, RV port that you connect to your RV, because it does say recreational vehicle use only. I don't think I'll have a chance to test that in this review, of course, but yeah, there it is. In terms of the charging ports, you do get 2 Type-C 100 watt power delivery ports right over here. You do get 2 Type-A ports that I think are able to output 15 watts. And yeah, I mean, this BLUETTI AC200L power station, it has everything, I suppose. Well, I mean, that depends on what you're looking for. Let me just go ahead and move it around and show you guys the other sides. Yes, it is heavy. Okay, so over on this side, I think this is the left side, right? Yeah, okay, it just has a vent for the internal fan. You can actually see the circuitry right there. So yeah, I mean, if you can see the circuitry this easily, don't bring this power station near water. I think that's a good idea. Over on this side is going to give you the input ports. And so this is the DC input port. And this is what you would use with the included cable that I showed previously. And so this cable right over here is going to be inputted into this port to use car recharging and solar recharging. And right over here, the AC input is going to be used for AC recharging, you know, with the included AC charging cable right over here. And the battery expansion port is right here, because you are able to use, you know, BLUETTI's other expandable batteries and connect it to this power station. But I think certain types of BLUETTI's expandable batteries are compatible to use with this AC200L. Let me just double check on that real quick. Yeah, so on their product page, it says expandable up to 4,096 watt hours with 1 B230, and expandable up to 8,192 watt hours with 2 B300 expandable batteries. And you are able to expand it to 6,348 watt hours with 2 B210s. yeah, but that's not available right now at the time of making this video review, but it will eventually be available with the B210. So yeah, definitely a lot more capacity capabilities with this power station if you are willing to spend more money on those expandable batteries. This is the grounding lug that you're going to use with the included grounding screw. Where did I just put it? Yeah, right over here. Yeah, this is going to be the grounding screw that you would input into this grounding lug to ground the AC outlets. And this is the circuit protector right there. And let me go ahead and turn the power station around again. Okay, there we go. Over the back, it just gives you the specifications panel. And yeah, nothing else right over here. Oh yeah, I forgot right at the top. I forgot to show you guys the actual handles that I've been using. Two very large and sturdy handles that are going to help you move the power station around. No surprises right there. Of course, they're going to have to be handles on a power station this big and heavy. Let me just go ahead and turn it around one more time. I don't think there's anything on the right side of the power station. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's nothing on this side. I think you guys can tell, right? Yeah, it's just the vent for the internal fan. Let me just go ahead and turn it around one more time. And just like that. There we go. And we're back to the front. Okay, so I was gonna just jump straight into showing you guys the DC capacity and AC capacity results that I got for the power station. But let me just run through the app with you guys first to show you what things are available with the BLUETTI app. You know, if you see my other BLUETTI app power station reviews, then you probably already know what all this is about. You just have to make sure that the power station is on and that you have Bluetooth on your phone, and you just download the BLUETTI app via the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on if you're using Android or iPhones. And so yeah, once you have it connected, you can actually remotely control the power station, and you can actually see, and also you can actually see certain stats on the power station, you know, via the app. And so in this case, right over here, this is basically the home page for this power station. It shows you the battery capacity, what's activated on the power station, what's being inputted into the power station regarding solar recharging, car recharging, or the grid when you're using AC recharging right there. And right over here, it shows you whether the DC or USB sections are activated. And right over here, the AC section is activated. You can actually remotely turn that off just right there, as you heard that click. Battery pack, it shows you what battery pack is connected to the power station. Right now, obviously, I do not have any additional battery packs connected to the AC200L, but this is where you would find all that info. Let's see over here. Okay, and yeah, this is the settings menu for the app. Default connection mode, cloud. I think it would just be best to keep it on cloud, right? Carbon emission factor, homepage display. I think this is just if you want to have the power station displayed on the home page of the BLUETTI app. Working mode, standard UPS, so PV, priority UPS, time control UPS, customized UPS. I think most people are just going to go with standard UPS, just like me, because I have no idea what that was. But yeah, there we go. Charging mode, this power station does have a total of 3 charging modes: standard, turbo, silent. I always stick with turbo because I like a fast recharge speed, and I'll be running through these in this review as well. Grid self-adaptation, you know, once again, the system can charge normally even when the voltage on the electrical grid is unstable due to voltage spikes, drops, or other instabilities. I suppose it would be a good idea to have that on. Seems like it. I mean, that description makes it seem like having grid self-adaptation turned on is a good idea. Powerlifting mode right there. As I mentioned before, you are able to take the AC output to, I think, 3200 watts. Let me double check on that though. I'll get back to you guys on that. Eco mode, it gives you an option of, you know, if you want to automatically shut down either the DC or AC sections after a certain amount of time if the wattage is under a certain threshold. And let's see over here, auto sleep 1 minute. I think this is for the screen, so never for me. And so the screen just turned on for me I think this just keeps the screen on forever. I just like having the screen on. If it uses a bit of power, that's fine with me, to be honest. There we go. DC input source. Self-adaptive. I think self-adaptive would be best. Okay, advanced settings. You do have the option to change the AC output frequency from 60 Hertz to 50 Hertz. Max charging current of grid, 12 amps. Whoa, what is this? Before proceeding, make sure the silent mode is turned off. Note that the AC power source should meet your desired current requirements. You can only adjust the current between 1 to 12 amps. If a higher current is required, enter Pro mode to configure it. Okay, let me just... yeah, no, I'm gonna... Yeah, let's not go to Pro mode, you guys. Okay, we were getting into some stuff right there, weren't we? All right. Okay. All right. Okay, and that is the BLUETTI app for the BLUETTI AC200L power station. I'm just gonna get straight into testing out the DC and AC capacity test for this power station to show you guys the efficiency, and then I'll get probably into some AC outlet testing, and we'll move on from there. Alright, you guys, so I did finish up the DC capacity test for the BLUETTI AC200L power station. I had to run it overnight, of course. it had a runtime for about 14 hours and 36 minutes. I was running a 120 watt load from the car socket outlet on the power station, and I ended up with a 1,730 watt hour capacity, and that gave me about a 84% DC capacity efficiency. And so yeah, this is good in my opinion. DC capacity is usually in the 80% range, and this is in the mid 80% range. And so yeah, I would consider this DC capacity efficiency to be good in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and get this AC200L power station charged up back to 100% and run the AC capacity test. I'm gonna be using a LASCO heater, putting it on its high setting, which is going to pull about 1,300 watts, simply because I really don't want to wait too long for the AC capacity to finish. And yeah, I'm going to see what I get with the AC capacity efficiency, and I will be right back. All right, you guys. So just back with the BLUETTI AC200L power station, and so I did finish up the AC capacity test. Once again, I ran a heater on its high setting, and what I ended up with was a 1,910 watt hour capacity, which is very surprising. I did not expect this. Usually the DC capacity efficiency is almost always better than the AC capacity efficiency, but these two got switched around in this review because I ended up with a 93% AC capacity efficiency versus the 84% that I got on the DC capacity side. Not complaining though. This is actually pretty awesome to see because this is a excellent AC capacity efficiency in my opinion. But yeah, there it is. As you can see, the watt meter right there. This test lasted for about, I think, an hour and a half because once again I was running a 1,300 watt load, and even with a 2,048 watt hour capacity, it's gonna be depleted pretty quickly if you're using a high enough power load. But yeah, AC capacity is excellent. Oh, and also if you're curious about me using the car socket outlet, this is the car socket outlet in action, I suppose you could say. Pulling about 127 watts, a bit over the max output of the car socket outlet. But yeah, there it is. That's me just pulling power from it. Just wanted to show this real quick. Alright guys, so just jumping straight into some AC outlet testing. I do have these two LASCO heaters. I'm going to be setting both of them to, gotta turn on the AC outlet section, of course, can't forget about that. What am I doing? But yeah, okay, I'm going to be setting both of these heaters to their high setting to see if I can actually power both of them. Well, actually, I want to see if I can power both of them with the powerlifting mode off, and the answer is probably going to be no, because, once again, they're both going to be pulling about, I think, what, 1,300 watts, and that's going to be over the 2,400 watt regular AC output. And okay, yeah, actually a little bit more than 1,300 watts. I'm pulling about nearly 1,500 watts actually. But yeah, I'm going to be setting this one Also, man, plugging it in would help, right? Yeah, man, where is my mind? Okay, I'm gonna be setting this other heater to its high setting as well. And what should happen is that the power station should automatically shut down. Because, you know, once again, I do have powerlifting mode off. The wattage output that's gonna be happening is gonna be too much for the power station to handle. But I think it might take a few minutes though. Let me just set a stopwatch real quick to see how long it takes for the power station to shut down. And yeah, there we go. Just set the timer right there. And I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on the power station to see how long it takes. And I'm going to come back and tell you guys to see what happens. You know, once again, this one is on its high setting. And this one is also on its high setting right there. And I'll be right back with my findings. Alright, so yeah, the overload protection did kick on after about 1 minute and 53 seconds. And so I'm just going to run this test again, but this time with powerlifting mode on, to see if the powerlifting mode actually does work. And so yeah, let's see what happens. Let me just reset this timer. Okay, and so I'm going to be turning powerlifting mode on now. Just got to reset the AC section. Just got to turn it off and turn it back on. And so yes, powerlifting mode is now on. Yeah, and also you can actually tell it's on because of the symbol on the screen for the power station. And let me set the stopwatch again. Okay, and setting this one to its high setting right there, and setting this one to its high setting right there. And yeah, so once again, I'm hoping to go over 1 minute and 53 seconds, and I will be right back. Alright you guys, so the test is still going on, and 3 minutes and 48 seconds have passed so far, and the power station is still supplying power to both these heaters on their high settings. You know, once again, I did not change the settings right there. This is still on high. However, I will say, you know, on the powerlifting mode, it lowers voltage and increases amperage to make these appliances think that they're receiving enough power. So, you know, even though they're both on high and they're actually both running pretty well, they may not be performing at their optimal level, so just a heads up on that. And also, I was going to test some other appliances, but honestly, I think you get the gist of it. I mean, if I'm able to power 2 heaters, well, you know, I could potentially run one heater on its high setting and the other on its low setting without powerlifting mode continuously, with no problems. But you know, I think it just goes to show that you are able to power nearly any appliance in your home. You can power a microwave, a hot plate, nearly anything in your home. A washer, a dryer. This power station is going to be able to power it. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions on what this can power. And you know, the most likely answer is going to be yes, it can power it. Simply because, you know, 2400 watts of pure sine wave AC power is a lot. And yeah, I mean, that is the AC outlet testing for the BLUETTI AC200L power station. And let me go ahead and show you guys the AC recharging as well. Alright guys, so before I jump into testing out the AC recharging speeds, you know, just running through the different AC recharge rates through the BLUETTI app, I just wanted to demonstrate the UPS feature and pass-through charging. I mean, because this power station acts as a UPS, of course it features pass-through charging because I am able to recharge the power station via the AC cable, and I am powering this heater on its high setting right over here. And yeah, I also wanted to test out the UPS feature as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the AC cord to see if there's any interruption of power. The switchover time for this BLUETTI power station is 20 milliseconds. So we're going to see what happens. There might be a hiccup of power with the heater, maybe not. But I'm going to see. I'm going to pull out this AC cord. Well, actually, no, I don't need to pull it out. There's a switch on this power strip right over here that I can just switch off, and we'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Switchover happened, just like that. As you saw, there was a grid icon on the power station screen that disappeared. You know, it said grid because the heater was pulling power directly from the grid, not the power station. And because I turned off the power strip, the grid icon went away, and you know, the heater started being powered from the AC200L. And so yeah, that's actually pretty cool. That switchover time was really nice. There was literally no interruption that I noticed with the heater. And so yeah, the UPS feature for this BLUETTI power station is probably one of the best I've seen, because anytime I like have this heater on its high setting and I'm testing a UPS feature, the heater almost always just shuts down for just like a quick second, like, you know, maybe half a second, and it's actually noticeable. But on this case, that switch over time was nearly instant. So yeah, thumbs up on the UPS feature right there. And let me just show you guys the different AC recharge rates of this power station. And also just a heads up, powerlifting mode is not available when using, I think, pass-through charging. At least that was the case in my other video reviews featuring BLUETTI power stations. So just a heads up on that. But yeah, there we go. Alright you guys, so just back with the AC recharging happening. I turned off the heater. I just wanted to do this sole AC recharging test right over here. And so I do have the standard AC recharge rate going on, and that's going to be recharging the power station at 1200 watts, which is pretty fast. Even for standard mode, there's turbo mode as well. I think that ups it to 1400 watts, and that's going to be, yeah, 1400 watts right there. And that's going to be able to recharge the power station, I think, in about an hour. Maybe an hour and a half actually, but yeah, a very fast recharge rate right there. And also you have the silent mode. Personally, my favorite is the turbo mode because I like a fast recharge rate, but there is also silent mode that you know, brings the recharge rate to 810 watts. That is still pretty fast. I mean, of course it's gonna have to be fast, to be honest, considering the high capacity of this power station. But yeah, silent mode is gonna basically you know, make the fan run a lot less often. Also, I forgot to mention, the fan noise for this BLUETTI power station is very quiet. It is very, I know I sound really serious saying this, but I am surprised how quiet the fan is with this power station. You can probably hear it right now. But yeah, it is very quiet. It's one of the most quiet internal fans that I've ever heard with a power station. I think the one that matches up to this one would be maybe the Duran Ener Neo 2000 power station that I reviewed over in the summer. But yeah, the fan in this power station is very quiet, even when running high loads of power. Yeah, it's actually pretty amazing. I was expecting a loud fan for such a large unit, but that's not what happened in this case. Alright you guys, so just using this BLUETTI AC2A power station to recharge the AC200L power station. You know, I just wanted to demonstrate real quick the using the included car charging cable and this, like, you know, this type of DC to XT90 cable that came in the box with the power station. You know, I'm able to recharge the power station at about 100 watts using this type of setup with a 120 watt car socket outlet. You know, this type of recharge method is going to be very slow, but it is an option if you need it. But yeah, just wanted to show this real quick, and there we go. Alright guys, so just going to be testing out the charging ports in this case. And so I mean, I already did test out the charging ports actually, and I just wanted to show you guys my findings, which isn't exactly the best thing. But the charging ports do have limits to them, so you cannot use the full 100 watts of power delivery from you know, either of the Type-C ports at the same time. The 100 watts can only be used you know, one device at a time. Otherwise, this USB section does automatically shut down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys that right now, basically by charging this RAV power bank first. You know, it's gonna just jump straight into charging at about 100 watts right there, and then I'm gonna plug in my X power bank that has a 100 watt AC. I mean, that has a 100 watt recharge rate, and just watch what happens. Okay, so I plugged in the X power bank, and both power banks are charging, and then yeah, that happens right there. The DC section automatically shuts down. And so yeah, I mean, the charging port section does have limits. Just a heads up on that. You know, this is common with a lot of power stations, but to be honest, I think they should have just, try to make the max output of the charging ports just higher. Considering that this is such a beast of a power station, each section should perform like, at full throttle. Just my opinion. That's what I think at least. All right, guys. So that is my review for the BLUETTI AC200L power station. An absolute beast. I've said that many times already. This power station can power nearly any appliance in your home, any appliance that you take with you if you're going on a road trip. Of course, with that said, the elephant in the room is the price. I will have a link down in the description below, in case you want to check the price for this power station. I won't say a price right now, because the prices of power stations in general, not just this one, fluctuate a lot. They usually go down in price as time moves forward and, newer models come out. And also there are sales, there are coupons available for these type of power stations that brands come out with. But yeah, link down in the description below. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like power though, yeah, this thing is amazing. At least everything except for the charging port section. That just had a bit of a drawback with the max output that it has. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of power here. The DC and AC capacity efficiencies were really good, especially the AC capacity efficiency. I think that was like a 93% efficiency on the AC side, which almost always does not happen. And also the design-wise, of course, the power station is going to be large and heavy, but with the two large handles at the top, it does make it easier to move around. The screen is large. The app compatibility is a nice touch with nearly any BLUETTI power station at this point. And yeah, I mean, a solid high capacity power station. My recommendation is to compare it with other brands that have similar power stations, to this one, that's on the same tier, power and capacity wise, and see if you favor this one. BLUETTI is a solid brand in this portable power source market. BLUETTI and EcoFlow are like, the big ones. Jackery, in my opinion, is kind of overpriced at this point, simply because they've become a very, very large brand, and Jackery has just jacked up those prices. But yeah, anyways, BLUETTI, once again, has done a pretty good job at releasing a solid product, and I will have a link to the review article as well over at chargerharbor.com in case you want to read a review article for this power station. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.